All right, you ready to get rolling? Good? All right. First thing, would everybody put their cell phones on mute? Please remain standing for the national anthem and the invocation, which will be delivered by Reverend Dr. Thomas P. Sullivan.
Let us pray. We pray in many voices, from many faiths, and in many names. Some of us pray with heads bowed, and others with faces raised, feet bare or feet shod, some with heads covered, and others with heads uncovered. We come from many countries, from diverse backgrounds, from vastly different ways of doing things. But in our prayers today, we share some things. We are surrounded by the colorful hints of spring changes that move us and stir us, reminding us of the end of school years, the departing of friends, and the first steps of new adventures and life paths. We stand poised between the cold of winter and the warmth of summer, looking backward and forward, filled with lively memories of our time together here, as well as hopes for our future, both individually and as a community. Those of us who are parents recall the hope and promise of earlier first steps in your lives. And those of us who are teachers recall the thrill of further steps as you who belong to the class of 2013 depart from this community and go out to new ones. Let each of us be mindful of our past and those who have supported us, as we take responsibility for our future and for supporting those who will follow us. All of us here today have been through the ups and downs of tumultuous times. Remind us of those who reached out with a helping hand to us and to others in need, and call us to extend our own hands with generosity, with bravery, and with empathy. We ask today that what we do here be set aside from the other things we do and have done at Lasell. We pray for the touch of something beyond ourselves, perhaps even the divine, to remind us of the world of meaning in which we live and work. Amen.
We know something has changed when everybody sings out the national anthem in full voice. It's a wonderful thing. Please be seated. Chairman Blankstein, Vice President Ostro, Reverend Sullivan, Ms. Salhaney, Ms. Anthony, trustees, overseers, faculty, students, distinguished guests, parents, families, friends, and graduates of the class of 2013. Let me be the first. Let me be the first to congratulate you on a huge accomplishment. You have worked hard, persevered through problems, confronted challenges to your beliefs and assumptions, and adapted to new surroundings, peoples, and ideas. You celebrated with each other in times of elation and comforted each other in times of sorrow. And you have come out the other end shining like a glorious spring day. You and your parents and families have a right to be proud. Now, I am also proud today because I'm about to have the honor to hand out the largest number of master's degrees in the history of Lasell College. Yeah. Including for the first time Masters of Education diplomas. It is now 10 years since the beginning of graduate and professional studies at Lasell. From nothing, we have grown to 4 graduate degrees with 17 programs, and this spring, 360 students. Our strategic plan calls for us to continue to grow, adding 4 more degrees by 2017. It is now 15 years since Lasell College first admitted men. Yeah, that change was partly motivated by a recognition that men would benefit as much as women from our distinctive connected learning approach to teaching. The result of that decision was that Lasell has continued to grow, but at an even greater rate. In the last year before men arrived, there were 639 students, and 117 of them were part-time. This year, we had 1,645 undergraduate students, only 18 of them part-time, and 36% men. Back then, we ran 271 course sections. This year, we ran 464 this fall semester. Back then, Lasell competed in 4 varsity sports. The women's soccer team at times did not have a full complement of 11 players on the field. This year, yeah, you're right, this year, we competed in 17 NCAA intercollegiate sports, and the women's soccer team won the GNAC championship and upset nationally ranked Amherst in the first round of the NCAAs. Yeah. Well, we don't want to forget our roots as an institution of learning for women. That is one of the reasons Lasell founded the Donahue Institute for Values in Public Life back in 1988. But we should also recognize that the addition of men has made Lasell a stronger and more engaged institution in every way. Now, not only has the college been on a roll lately, so has the distinguished class of 2013. As far as I can tell, the senior class of 2013 is the most enthusiastic and involved yet. Yeah, we've been hearing it already, haven't we? From the day you arrived on campus, you provided the model for class spirit and engagement. We now have 54 clubs and organizations on campus, many of which you founded. Boomer, our laser mascot, came alive during your time on campus. Your class committee was a constant presence, and you held the largest and most organized torchlight parade in anyone's memory. Yeah, and on the other hand, when faced with tragedy, you had the character and the fortitude to put others before yourselves and thereby grow closer to each other. Now you're about to head out into a world that is not always so safe and secure, not always as warm and caring. In fact, for the majority of the 7 billion people who walk the earth, each day is a battle to obtain basic nutrition, to find potable water, to avoid the violence of war or the despair of lives that appear hopeless. No matter what our personal circumstances, we are the lucky ones. We have the skills and the education to fend for ourselves and our families. We live in a country with extraordinary freedoms balanced by the rule of law. Armed with your degree, and as lifelong members of the Lasell family, you are equipped to face this trying world. The question now is how. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about one of the keys to getting along and succeeding, whether in the world of work or in the game of life. I want to talk about patience and its partner, perseverance. A recent Boston Globe article by Christopher Muther suggested that patience may be a dying virtue. He cited a Pew Research Center study about people under 35 that concluded the expectation for instant gratification, supported by our hyper-connected world that gives us access in seconds to information, video, music, movies, even our next romance, is making us less patient. In a study of 6.7 million internet users, researchers found that subjects started abandoning a video download after only 2 seconds of waiting time. After 5 seconds, the abandonment rate was 25%. After 10 seconds, basically everybody had given up. Unlike your parents, you have grown up in this hyper-connected world. You've known no time without the internet, ubiquitous cell phones, now smartphones, and lightning-fast video games. So you may be subject to the urges of instant gratification. Some of you expect that now that you have finished your degree, a wonderful new job should be sitting there waiting for you. Well, it doesn't quite work that way. College was hard work. Getting a job is hard work. You may need to focus on that work for an extended period of time. But if you get out there and work at it, if you fight through the disappointment, frustration, and discouragement, and keep networking, if you don't give up, if you persevere, you will get a job. May not be your dream job, but the first one almost never is. The first job is usually more of a learning experience. What you learn is often what you do not want in a job. My first job out of Harvard was so boring, it drove me back to graduate school. In my first 8 years after college, I had full-time jobs for only 2 of those 8 years, the boring one, and another one that was a 1-year assignment. It took me a full 10 years after college to figure out both what I was good at and what I enjoyed doing. I urge you to be patient and persevere in your career development efforts. Until you get a job or enter graduate school, your full-time job is to get a job. That means you should be spending at least 40 hours a week networking and seeking advice and counsel about how to get started in your desired career. Patience and perseverance matter in many walks of life. When you get married or have a significant person in your life, you will have arguments, disagreements. You won't always see eye to eye. When your patience runs thin, don't give up. In the famous words of Winston Churchill, never, never, never give up. Long-term relationships may be founded on love and animal attractions, but they endure on friendship, respect, and loyalty. And what is loyalty but a determination to maintain one's allegiance no matter what the circumstances or challenges? It is a pledge to persevere against all odds. Don't run away at the first sign of trouble. Don't run away at the 50th sign of trouble. I've been married for almost 42 years now. Most couples who have lasted this long will tell you one of the keys is they refuse to give up. In times of poverty, unemployment, sickness, disease, they understood that the rewards of a deep relationship outweighed the pain of building that relationship. In the simplest of terms, they persevered, they endured, and they have been rewarded with contentment or even happiness. Here at Lasell, we had a year that required enormous patience and perseverance. Together, we were patient as we endured Superstorm Sandy and several major snowstorms. We persevered through the frightening and trying circumstances surrounding the Boston Marathon and its aftermath. Over Christmas break, we lost one of our own who passed away too early in the bloom of youth. But the community pulled together in our sorrow and carried on, not by forgetting about what happened, but by keeping Sean and his family foremost in our thoughts and forever in our memories. During a storm like Sandy, I look to the trees for inspiration. Yes, some fall, but how do so many of them remain standing? Their secret is to bend, to give a little, and when the storm is over, to spring back into place. Should they lose a limb, they remain what they are, still a tree, and carry on with the business of being a tree. I was inspired also last month by the several members of our community who found themselves at the finish line of the Boston Marathon when the bombs exploded. Those people, one of whom will receive a diploma today, faced with chaos, mayhem, and fear, did not think of themselves in those first frightening moments. They pulled people from the rubble, stemmed the bleeding, moved people into the medical tent. They saved lives. Like the trees, they carried on with their business no matter the storm surging around them. I would like nothing better than to drag those heroes up here on stage and have them recognized. But understandably, they are still grappling with the effects of seeing things that no one should have to see and dealing with circumstances that will forever color their lives. One of those people, however, is a public figure who stands as a symbol for the others, not just at Lasell, but for all the first responders who acted so swiftly and so nobly to save hundreds of lives. Every year, I receive a letter from the executive director of the Boston Athletic Association thanking us for allowing Chris Troyanos, Lasell's head athletic trainer, to serve as medical coordinator for the marathon, a position he has held for many years. This year, that letter was different. I would like to read it to you. Dear President Alexander, I write on behalf of the Boston Athletic Association to express our deep appreciation to Lasell for allowing Chris Troyanos to devote the time that he has before, during, and after this year's Boston Marathon to coordinate and guide all of the medical support that proved so essential in the face of the Patriots' Day attack on Boston on April 15. The medical support that moved so brilliantly and rapidly into place as soon as the bombs exploded has been recognized and praised around the world. It saved lives in a fashion unprecedented in Boston, and it all was a direct result of Chris's leadership and hard work. The letter continues, our medical directors, that means all the physicians, united in a statement to all marathon workers 2 nights after the blast that without Chris, the transformation of a runner's medical tent in Copley Square to a major trauma center in a matter of 5 minutes could not have happened. And if that had not happened, the death toll would have been far worse. I look forward to the day soon when I can come to the college to express my personal thanks and those of many others for what you did in allowing Chris to do the life-saving work that he did. As the story of the 2013 Boston Marathon is written, the world marvels at the medical support that was displayed. Chris's name will be prominent. Sincerely, Thomas S. Grilk, Executive Director. May we be as patient and stalwart as the trees, steadfast but always growing. May we persevere like the mountains on which the trees stand, constant and strong. Boston strong, Lasell strong.
The awarding of the Joan Ha Weber Professional Development Grant provides support for faculty as they seek terminal degrees in their field. This year's recipient of the Weber Award is Sarah Burrows, Director of Internship Programs at the college and Assistant Professor of Communication She is pursuing a Doctor of Education degree in Leadership and Organizational Studies at Northeastern University. Congratulations, Sarah. I would now like to introduce Sarah Ann Adler, who will deliver the undergraduate student address.
Parents, friends, and especially faculty and staff, thank you for joining us, the class of 2013, at what most of us would call the first day of our lives. I am honored to be representing my fellow Lasers on a day filled with such happiness and gratitude. I would spend my 5 minutes trying to explain what a boomer is, but I believe it is more important today to define the term laser. Now, I know it's corny, but I'm sure all of you are familiar with the television show Cheers and the line in the theme song, "Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name." At a small college like Lasell, you are not a number, but you are a name, a friend, and a familiar face for those who pass you by. We are a community of Lasers. As Lasers, we win GNAC championships multiple years in a row, volunteer in communities around the world, spend long, hard weeks designing that perfect wedding dress collection, get up at odd hours in the mornings to go to clinicals, compete in national competitions and win, and travel many miles to volunteer in various communities. Lasers are talented. We have graduating singers, actors and actresses, comedians, designers, sports stars, and pure geniuses. As a tour guide here, I tell prospective students about our student talent and, of course, our professors' talent. I have had professors that have had valuable experiences and enjoy nothing more but getting to know their students and sharing their knowledge and expertise. If I have learned anything my 4 years here at Lasell, it's to listen to your professor's advice. Remember that as part of Lasell, they are Lasers too. One of my professors gave me great advice while I was here. He said, "I know you put a lot of time, energy, and money into your education, but nobody cares about what you know. It's what you do with what you know." That was one of the best pieces of advice I could have ever received about the real world. I have also been taught to realize that we have to prepare ourselves for disappointment and sometimes failure. This may seem obvious to us, however, we can lose sight of such and need to be reminded of failures that make us stronger. As Lasers, we have to remember that even after today, we are still each other's support systems. Most of us have been together for 4 years now, and we all want to see each other succeed in our dreams and goals. When you are feeling like giving up or simply settling, just remember, most importantly, that you are a Laser, and the class of 2013 will always be by your side. Out of all the definitions I have provided with you today, the #1 definition of a Laser is support. As friends and classmates, we have unfortunately gone through some tragedies in the past 2 years. We all supported each other with the loss of our fellow friends, Jimmy Curtis, John Glenn, and Sean Bertanza. Sean, a fellow member of the class of 2013, our basketball captain, would have been walking the stage with all of us today. We have become an even closer community because of the influence those 3 men have had on us. More recently, a day that I would have remembered and spoke about quite differently, Marathon Monday, has impacted our community in a way we could have never imagined. Thankfully, I can say that everyone from Lasell was physically safe, but to even comprehend what happened is difficult. Today, such circumstances can allow our community to learn to heal and to celebrate being part of the greatest city we call home, Boston. As Lasers, we make a pact to always be there for each other and to never forget the friends, classmates, and friendly faces we knew while we were here at Lasell. While walking that stage today, remember that you are strong, intelligent, and now a Lasell College graduate. All of us will be able to walk amazing journeys. You have made everyone around you proud, and even though we may feel nervous for the next step in life, remember, you always have your community here, your community of Lasers. I am more than happy to say that I am proud to be a Lasell College Laser. Congratulations, class of 2013. Good luck on your careers, and I can't wait to see you all at our reunions.
The Thomas E.J. DeWitt Award for Excellence in Educational Leadership was established in 2007 to recognize the achievements and extraordinary leadership of the 8th president of Lasell College, who served for 19 years. The annual awards, to be given for the 6th time this year, are granted to members of the full-time faculty and staff who demonstrate leadership and innovation in education while supporting the mission of the college. The Award for Excellence, which carries a $2,500 cash prize for each recipient, rewards experimentation, entrepreneurship, and thinking outside the box. This year's award recipients clearly meet the criteria for this award. They are individuals whose accomplishments and achievements have been transformational to Lasell. There were many nominations this year, and 2 individuals will be recognized. This year's faculty recipient of the DeWitt Award for Excellence is Professor of Sociology Jennifer Drew. Jennifer, would you join me up here? And while I'm talking, Jennifer joined Lasell in 2000 in the Social Science Department. From the start, she demonstrated extraordinary leadership and innovation in teaching and community involvement. Since Jennifer became a full-time member of the faculty in 2004, she has created for her students special experiences both inside and outside the classroom. She developed several unique courses, most recently Prison Pups, a research course in which students evaluated prisoners who are training service dogs at MCI Framingham. One of her nominators describes Jennifer as a firecracker. And I can verify that. She pushes her students to question previously held beliefs, encourages them to practice advocacy and social justice. They leave her classes thinking about ways they can impact the social systems around them. They leave her class inspired. Jennifer is a creative professor whose enthusiasm and sense of purpose brings our connected learning philosophy to life every semester. I'll mention just a few of the ways. 1, she started a program called Compañeros de Conversación, in which students helped staff members at the college and the village, whose primary language is something other than English, improve their listening and speaking skills. 2, Jennifer serves as the program coordinator for the Boston University Prison Education Program, both administering the program and teaching incarcerated men and women inside 4 prisons in eastern Massachusetts. Her students participate with her each year in a field trip to MCI Norfolk. The students invariably emerge from this experience changed with a new perspective on prison reform and the social problems surrounding incarceration. 3, Jennifer practices what she preaches. She is co-founder of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, which consists of faculty, staff, and students. The committee seeks to advocate for reforms and improvements on campus that will help everyone at Lasell feel welcomed and valued. And 4, she is also the advisor to a student dance team, Divine Step. Put simply, Jennifer Drew embodies the student-oriented values of Lasell College. Please join me in congratulating Professor Jennifer Drew. This year's staff recipient of the DeWitt Award is our Director of International Services, Lena Capiello Burke. Will Lena join me on stage, please? Lena joined the Student Affairs Division in 2009 as our first coordinator of international services. In her role at Lasell, Lena has responsibility for helping our undergraduate and graduate international students acclimate to a new country, new culture, and new academic environment. Lena also coordinates the college's Study Abroad program, which offers students academic opportunities across the globe, from Italy to Australia. She redesigned and professionalized the study abroad application process, designed and implemented pre-departure orientation sessions, and initiated the Global Ambassadors Program, in which students, there are a few of you out there, right? In which students who have returned from abroad assist with programming and promotion of our study abroad program. Lena has traveled to our 2 partner institutions in Switzerland and Ireland, and has visited numerous study abroad sites, expanding options and advocating for quality experiences for our Lasell students. She has also negotiated costs with partners and designed the set of options in a way that has enabled many more students to take advantage of study abroad opportunities at an affordable price. Lena has also helped expand the service learning culture at Lasell. She supervised the alternative spring break trip last year to Gulfport, Mississippi, where students came to grips with the devastation 7 years after Hurricane Katrina. Tomorrow, she embarks as co-leader of a new service learning trip to Uganda, where a group of Lasell students will face the challenges of teaching children in a remote area of that African country. One of her nominators said, "Although Lena has a great deal of work because she's a one-person office, I know that she shows and devotes an exceptional amount of patience and kindness to each meeting she has with students. Please help me recognize and congratulate DeWitt Award recipient Lena Burke."
Congratulations to our Excellence Award winners. I would now like to introduce Joanna Marie Kalaman and Angela C. Pepe, who will together deliver the graduate student address.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, staff, and families. Today is a very special occasion.
It might seem as though acquiring a degree is commonplace these days, but only about 1/3 of the adults in our country have a bachelor's degree or higher. The degree you are receiving today is the most important piece of paper you can have. Some people don't show up to walk across the stage to receive their master's degree. I myself was debating, and then I thought, why not? Receiving your degree, no matter what subject it is in, how long it took you to receive it, or how many people have that exact same piece of paper, is a huge accomplishment. It is for me, and it is for you in the chairs sitting before me.
Angelina and I stand in front of you on the brink of becoming special educators. We decided to continue our educations because we are committed to the work and passionate about what we do. It also didn't hurt that we would become more marketable, improve our practice, and hopefully start to make more money. When you earn your master's degree, you attain a level of expertise in a particular field, and with this expertise comes the responsibility to lead. This is our moment to share with all of you what we have learned from being immersed in the field of special education.
Special education is a fairly new field in the limelight. However, behind the scenes, great educators have been using the tools of special education for years. But now that it is in the limelight, special education has a special place in this world and an important impact.
As special educators, we focus a great deal on collaboration, thus our collaborative speech. The field of education teaches a lot about working with others, both students and staff. Colleagues share good ideas and not so good ideas. Students work together in class to solve problems. We stand before you as evidence of a team, partners working toward the same goal, much like we would in our school setting.
It is a piece of our education that we wish to pass on to you. We are never too proud to ask another educator for help. We enjoy sharing an exciting new idea or a helpful new technique. We are supportive and understanding of each other's work. We all have strengths and weaknesses that we can use in our respective fields and share amongst each other to create a more productive working environment. Cooperation is essential in every field because you always need a lending hand to achieve the next level of greatness in any job.
In special education, we talk about appreciating the differences of each of our students and admiring them as individuals. We seek to find the strengths and talents of each student and build upon that foundation to help them become more successful individuals. We encourage students to use their abilities to work with others to meet common goals. Although you may not have someone pointing out your strengths and talents every day, be confident that they are there. They have gotten you this far, and even if you have no idea what you are doing when you leave Lasell, each one of you has something to offer.
We are your typical teachers. We work diligently and quietly behind the scenes, not looking for the recognition of others. Both the field and the population we work with demand a lot from us, but it is worth it because we love what we do. Our success is measured and visible in our students. We are rewarded by the smile of a student who finally gets it, a warm greeting in the morning, and the hug from a small child at the end of a long day. Many of you will be in positions where a lot is asked of you, and you will not mind giving a lot because you too will love what you do. You may not be recognized for all of your achievements, whether it is in a classroom, an office, a laboratory, a studio, a gym, or at home as a parent, but you will not need the recognition. You will know that what you're doing matters, and that will be enough.
As educators, we are always seeking to learn new things and improve ourselves in the classroom. I invite you to do the same as professional individuals. Reflect on your job tasks, your skills, and your vision, and learn new things to always improve yourself for your future endeavors. The learning does not end here, but for this moment in time, it stands still.
I want you to look around you and take a snapshot of this momentous occasion. This is the culmination of everything you have worked so hard to achieve. This is the moment where you realize you have achieved your dreams. You have achieved greatness for you, by you. You should be very proud of yourselves. This is a moment to be recognized as a unique individual. Receiving a degree is not commonplace, but a moment of significance. You have found your strength, your talent. So now it is time to leave your mark on the world and make a difference in the lives of others.
If you cooperate, find your strengths, and constantly strive to better yourselves, you will go far. Congratulations, graduate and undergraduate students. Today we celebrate each and every one of us as talented and special individuals ready to change the world.
Making history. As you sit here today, ready to graduate from Lasell College and take on the world, there may be history makers in our midst. We believe that many of you have that capability. Could the first female president be sitting out there? Is there an innovator in our midst who will create the next Facebook? We expect that your talents developed here through experiences in community service, your classes, internships, and relationships with your mentors and each other will soon emerge and provide the pathway to a successful career and a fulfilling life, and perhaps you will make history. Our speaker today was such a groundbreaker. Through hard work, creativity, and perseverance, she cracked and then broke through the glass ceiling of broadcast television networks when she was named the chairman of Fox Broadcasting in 1993. During her tenure at Fox, she guided the expansion of the nation's then newest network from 4 nights a week to 7, and brought such popular shows as The X-Files to air, and negotiated Fox's first NFL contract. We are pleased to welcome Lucy Salhaney as this year's commencement speaker at Lasell College. As a 46-year veteran of the broadcast industry, Salhaney had been the head of Paramount's syndication division, overseeing a string of TV hits, including Entertainment Tonight, The Arsenio Hall Show, and Star Trek: The Next Generation. Following her tenure at Fox, she went on to launch the United Paramount Network, now the CW, and later co-founded the independent motion picture distribution firm Echo Bridge Entertainment. The recipient of numerous industry awards, including the Help Humanitarian Award, the Silver Service Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, and the Silver Satellite Award from American Women in Radio and Television. She devoted years of service to the boards of Hewlett-Packard, Ion Television, and Emerson College, among many others. She is currently chair of the Paula Deen Foundation. In recent years, Salhaney has served as an adjunct professor at Lasell in the communication department. In this role, she enjoys sharing advice about the ins and outs of the broadcast industry with students and guiding them in their future endeavors. Lucy was and is a force to be reckoned with in an industry that used to be dominated by men. Because of her and others who followed in her footsteps, that is no longer the case. Last year, she sat where you are as she watched her son Jacob graduate from Lasell. Today, she has a few words for the parents in the audience and will offer you, our graduates, sage advice about your next steps and a few of the lessons she learned along the way. I am honored and privileged to introduce to you my friend and an important member of the Lasell family, Lucy Salhaney.
Can you see me? They have a stool under here because I'm short, but I'd be too tall and I wouldn't be able to read my speech. Thank you, President Alexander, for your friendship, your support, and your always sage advice over the many years I've known you. Good morning, Chairman Blankstein, Vice President Ostro, Reverend Sullivan, Miss Anthony, trustees, distinguished guests, parents, families, friends, and graduates of the class of 2013. When President Alexander asked me to be this year's commencement speaker, I said, "Michael, I'm at a loss for words." He replied he was counting on that. I asked him why he chose me, and he said, "Someone said commencement speeches were invented so that graduates would never be released into the world until they had been properly sedated." I'm not sure he was kidding, but I agreed. I love this school. My son received a great education here. And because I thought I had something to share with you to help you in the workplace. Things they just don't teach you at school. And by the way, I don't want to put you to sleep. I know you were probably up late last night. But if you begin to feel drowsy, think of your student loans. That'll keep you awake. More than 7,000 institutions of higher education in the United States. There are more than 7,000 institutions, and at 90% of them, speakers are telling graduates that today is the beginning of another step in their lives. That's true. But the journey has not been yours alone. Your parents, guardians, and other family members have been fellow travelers. I'm sure most of you don't remember that day when a parent or guardian walked you into your first day of school. I remember that walk of tears, first with my oldest son, and then 4 years later with my youngest. Both times, I hoped they would cling to my hand, crying and saying, "No, Mommy, I want to stay with you." But sadly, they just looked forward, went into their classroom. I'm the one who cried. I'm the one who had to be comforted, and with a soothing pat on my back from the principal, uttering, "Don't worry, you'll be okay." I didn't walk into that classroom or any other, even though I wanted to, but I was there by proxy for 17 years. Let me also talk about some of the efforts it took to support your educational growth. Did you know someone in your family packed 2,160 peanut butter and jelly, bologna, or tuna sandwiches? Somebody in your family corrected over 300 book reports. In my case, my son didn't finish his summer reading one year. We were forced to read him his books out loud over Labor Day weekend. He's right back there hiding. We stood over him until he wrote his reports. He was grounded more times over the next 3 months than Lindsay Lohan was sent to jail. Someone in your family asked, "Did you finish your homework yet?" over 5,000 times. They ordered no texting until math is done and demanded that Facebook be turned off until the world history paper was completed, probably about 200 times. They've slept countless times with one eye shut and one eye on the clock, waiting for the door to open and know you were safe at home. And they've made sacrifices to pay for new school clothes, uniforms, shoes, paid all or some of your tuition, computers, clothes, tuition, graduation, priceless. It's a credit card, Jake, you're not going to touch it. Let me be the first to say you have all done it, all of you, the families. So please, all the families, the parents, please stand so we can applaud your graduation. Let me be the first or second to say you've all done it. Graduates, I congratulate you. I can't imagine how hard it was at times. I bet there were times, many times, you thought today would never come, but you did it. And as everyone has said, this is the beginning of your journey. Your next stop, hopefully, either grad school or a job. I'm here to tell you that the road's not going to be smooth just because you have a diploma. Even with it, you'll trip, and you're more than likely going to trip more than once. But you have a great education, which will cushion that fall, and through experience, you'll learn to pick yourself up. I started work as a secretary. The very first job I had was a typist in an insurance company. I typed insurance policies 8 hours a day. After the first 2.5 hours, a bell rang. When that said we could take a 15-minute coffee and cigarette break. I didn't smoke. Then I typed for another 1.5 hours until the lunch bell rang. Then more typing. I had to leave after 6 months because I hated that regimentation. I'm a free spirit, I couldn't stand it. But the good news is I got some work experience, and I was able to get I conned them into giving me a good recommendation for my next job. That job wasn't much better. I took dictation and transcribed letters and reports for 5 men. One day, I asked to go through the stock room so I could learn about the products they were talking about in these letters I typed all day. And I wanted to see what they were selling. I was told that I didn't need that information, go back to my desk and just continue typing. That time a bell did ring, only it was in my head. It signaled the time had come to move on to another job. My next job was secretary to the program manager of a television station. And that was my aha moment. From the first week, I knew that I had found the career I wanted. It didn't matter that I was just a secretary. It didn't matter that I was making $400 a month. I just wanted the opportunity to work in the business. At WKBF-TV in Cleveland, I learned it from the bottom up and started a career that took me to the very top of 2 networks and 2 television studios. But here are some things I learned during those 40-plus years. I started when I was 2. Don't be afraid to take a job in an entry-level position. You want to get in, you want to learn from the bottom up, just take the job. Come in early and work late and work smart. Executives love to see junior staff show an interest in the company, and they love to see exuberance for the job you have. Many times when I was a CEO, I would get to the office early and find an assistant or a mid-level executive already there. Invariably, we would end up having coffee together. You know, and I have to say, President Alexander and I have pretty much the same work style. Walk around, have coffee, get to know people. Well, it paid off for me, and it paid off for them. The same thing is working at night. Don't rush off. Don't be that first person at the door at 5 or 5:30. Some of the most exciting opportunities to learn and grow come after most of your counterparts have already left the building. Always say yes to special projects, even when they require coming in on weekends for no pay. When I was a promotion coordinator, that was just a little step up from being a secretary, but it had a title. In the station Cleveland, we were asked to include some of our cartoon characters in a local parade. We had the costumes, but we didn't have the budget to hire people to wear the costumes. So the program manager, the controller, CFO, and I donned those costumes, hopped on electric scooters, and rode in the parade. I didn't get paid, but every executive in the entire company heard about the effort we made for the station. But the best part was we laughed, we had a ball, and we loved it. Another point is never tell your boss, I'm doing the best I can. That begs the answer, well, maybe that's just not good enough. What you should say and what you want to say is, I'm working on it, but I really need some help. I have some questions you might be able to answer. We, as bosses in management, love to give help and guidance. Just ask for it. Always be prepared for a meeting. If you don't know something, say you don't know it, but you'll find out as soon as possible. Figure the problem out, research the answer, and make sure to follow up. When I was chairman of Fox Broadcasting, we decided to go after the NFL. CBS and NBC controlled the broadcast rights. They were coming up for renewal, and we thought we would give it a try. They were established networks, and we were the upstart network. They had relationships with the owners and commissioners. We didn't. And worst of all, I was a woman who knew nothing about pro football, and I was heading up the negotiating team. Signs for disaster. So I had to get a quick education about the leagues, the teams. I didn't even know there were different leagues and some of the players. On the way to the meeting, we flew down to Dallas from LA, and on the way to the meeting, I freaked. I was probably as nervous then as I was earlier today. The broadcast committee of the NFL included the owners of the Dallas Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, and the New England Patriots. I mean, yeah, I know, go ahead. I knew I would panic when it came time to talk to these guys about the leagues and the teams. So I wrote the AFC teams on the palm of this hand. The NFC teams on the palm of this hand. I'm not kidding you. I had to sit there like this during the meeting because I was sweating and I was afraid they would run. And every time they'd ask me something about the teams, I'd look down, and I was very cool about it. I just sailed through that meeting. Well, then they said to me, which would you like, the AFC or the NFC? Listen, I was from Fox. You know, we had just gone to 7 nights. We were, you know, the network of The Simpsons, of In Living Color, and I'm talking to these 10-foot-tall behemoths about football. And I went, well, I'm right-handed. They said, what? I said, oh, NFC. True story. The NFC became extremely profitable for Fox because we were mainly in the NFC markets. Unfortunately, very fortunately, unlike Sarah Palin, no one saw the handwriting on my hands. Another thing, never eat lunch alone. It's a good time to get know your coworkers, learn about their jobs, and assess the competition. Build or be a strong part of a team. Without a strong team, no one can be successful. When I started UPN, which became the CW, we were forced to build the contract. I was the first employee. Build it, hire everybody, and get the programs ready and on the air in 4 months. We were able to do it only because we had a team that worked around the clock. Everyone had a common mission. Everyone was treated as an important individual, and everyone had a great time. Act like a winner at work, have fun, don't whine, and don't complain. People who act like they're successful become successful. This is really an important one. Keep your word, it's all you have. I worked for a man, won't mention who he is, but his initials are Rupert Murdoch, who always invoked the so what clause. So what if you promised a raise? You're not going to get what? Quit. So what if I sign that contract? This is what I named him, the so what man. So what if I sign this contract? Sue me. So what if your kid's sick? Come to work or be fired. Today, even though I haven't seen him for many years, he's still one of the most disrespected and disliked men in Los Angeles. You know, in 1957, when a huge crowd turned out for the funeral of Louis B. Mayer, who was the M in MGM, a comedian said, "Give the people what they want and they'll come out for it." And they did. I'm hoping Mr. So What commands the same attention. Be compassionate, be fair, don't sit around telling gender, sexual preference, race, or nationality jokes. At Paramount, I hired a brilliant attorney from New York who had worked for Rudy Giuliani when he was Attorney General. He said he wanted to live in a warm climate and learn about show business. Soon after, in a meeting, one of the salespeople cracked a joke about gays. I said I'd fire anyone in our division who ever told a joke like that again. Years later, after I was at Fox, the same attorney called me to tell me he was dying from AIDS. And then he wanted to thank me for sticking up for him that day and for outlawing those kinds of jokes. The weird part of the story is that I didn't know until that moment he was gay. But I do remember how smart he was and how well he did his job. Learn about the company you're at. Don't flaunt the knowledge, but use it to your advantage. For example, if the stock price is down, if revenue is dropping, if the economy is shifting, be aware and be prepared to use this knowledge to help you. Save part of your paycheck, even if it's only $20 a week. You'll be surprised how that number will add up over the years. Always participate in the company's benefit and 401k plan. It's a forced savings. And again, you have to think of your future because you're going to live longer and be healthier than any previous generation. And then you'll need lots of money so you can retire and give commencement speeches. And hopefully donate to our next Capitol Drive. That was this school's Capitol Drive, not mine personally. You know, tomorrow you're alumni, and they're going to be calling you, so get ready. You have to network, join organizations in your field, meet as many people as you can, drain them of their knowledge, and listen to their stories. After all, you never know where your next job will come from. In a commencement speech, Hillary Clinton said that hair does count. Well, I'm here to tell you, hair and dress count. Not dresses, but dress. Always look good, even after only a few hours sleep. Even if you wear the same clothes to work the next day that you left in the night before, make sure they look good, I'm telling you. Oh no, not this class, I can't believe I said that. Make sure you look good because you never know who's going to ask you out to lunch. You never know where your next opportunity is going to be. Also, and I'm winding down, you guys, pick a spouse, a partner or life mate who supports you and is willing to sacrifice for your goals as you are for theirs. My husband, John Polcari, spent 14 years commuting weekly from Boston to California so I could live my dream. And I couldn't and wouldn't have done it without him. Well, and this is it, last but not least. Don't let the bastards get you down. When I was a kid and came home crying because someone was bullying me, my mom would tell me, throw back your shoulders, stand tall, and look them in the eye, because no one is better than you. Walk tall, class of 2013. Congratulations.
If you think we're waiting until tomorrow to ask you for money, you got another thing coming. It's coming later today. Lucy Salhaney, you are an inspiration to our graduates and a testament to the success that hard work and perseverance can bring. You crafted a highly successful career in broadcasting, including serving as president of Paramount Domestic Television, delivering the most successful studio-affiliated television division in the business. You broke through the glass ceiling and paved the way for women in media when you became the first woman to head an American broadcast television network. As chairman of Fox Broadcasting, you helped to guide the expansion of the Fox network and brought many popular shows to the fore. You are a wonderful example to all of our students of how creativity and believing in yourself can lead to great things. To honor your contributions to women in media, the Board of Trustees of Lasell College confers upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. At any institution that has existed as long as Lasell, 162 years and counting, there are always a few individuals who have, by longevity and wisdom, left their mark on the institution. Some people are within the institution, like Professor Joe Aida, who has taught generations of students here for 44 years. Others, like Adelaide Van Winkle here, class of 36, have made their mark with extreme generosity. The Board of Trustees has voted to recognize today another such person who, in his own special way, has left an indelible mark on Lasell. Eric Turner has dedicated himself to Lasell in many ways as an overseer and long-serving trustee, as chair of the board's finance committee, chair of the presidential search committee, where he did an especially good job, and for 5 years, until just last October, chairman of the Board of Trustees. Since I became president in 2007, Eric has spent countless hours by my side, helping me to transition to my new role, coaching me, listening to me, and challenging me. He led the board with a calm and steady hand and exhibited an extraordinary gift for diplomacy. In fact, I have half a mind to call President Obama tomorrow and suggest that Eric would make one fine U.S. ambassador to any nation where relationships are sensitive. During his tenure of service to Lasell over 2 decades, Eric stood by this institution through difficult times and through unprecedented growth. He supported the change to coeducation in 1998, the absurd idea of building a living and learning retirement community, Lasell Village, and the decision to begin offering graduate degrees in 2003. By virtue of Eric's leadership, Lasell is a different place today. The landscape of the campus has changed academically, physically, and financially. Lasell has become a force to be reckoned with in the world of higher education. Some of the credit for this progress goes to Eric Turner for his judgment, his unrelenting support, and constant leadership. As chairman of the board, Eric rarely missed a committee meeting. With all of the time he spent on campus, it's hard to believe that he has a life outside of Lasell. Eric has enjoyed a distinguished career as an independent management consultant and private investor. He spent 7 years in investment services at State Street Corporation, and prior to that served as executive director of the Massachusetts State Lottery Commission. He is currently the treasurer of the Massachusetts Democratic Party. He holds both a bachelor's degree in economics and an MBA from Harvard University, where he is an active alumnus. And along with his beautiful wife and life partner, Wanda Whitmore, has 4 incredible children. Eric's tireless service to Lasell, his success in business, his role on several other boards, including the Massachusetts Institute for a New Commonwealth and the Massachusetts Black Business Alliance, are all worthy of special recognition. We award honorary degrees to recognize individuals for extraordinary achievements and contributions that have ongoing significance and impact. Recipients must be persons of great integrity as our choices reflect the values of the college. I can think of no one more deserving of this honor. Would Eric Turner, my colleague, partner, and friend, and immediate past chairman of the Lasell College Board of Trustees, please join Chairman Blankstein and me at the podium. Eric M. Turner is one of the longest-serving members of the Lasell College Board of Trustees. You have demonstrated extraordinary leadership, diplomacy, and a commitment to excellence. You stood by the college during the most challenging of times, and you led the way through unprecedented growth. You embrace a passion for higher education and academic freedom. Over the years, you have taken on many leadership roles, the most recent of which was chairman of the board. Those who work with you respect, admire, and emulate you. You ask difficult questions, and you recommend creative solutions to complex problems. As a result of your involvement, Lasell College is a better place to learn, to teach, and to work. As a successful businessman, as treasurer of the Massachusetts Democratic Party, and as an engaged member of the greater community, you continue to leave your mark on the world. Your legacy at Lasell will carry on for many future generations of students. To honor your contributions, the Board of Trustees of Lasell College confers upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
It's time to get down to business. Will the candidates for the master and bachelor degrees please stand? That means all of you. You got to stand. You're all candidates for degrees, right? Do you feel they're ready, Chair Blankstein?
I'm ready.
Yeah? We have, by the way, graduates of our online master's programs who have traveled here from Georgia, Colorado, Tennessee, California, and Washington State. It's also my understanding that one of our undergraduate students who's coming away today with a degree is going to be traveling home in pink splendor in what her friends refer to as a Barbie-mobile. If she's as twisted as my daughter's, the back seat is strewn with beheaded Barbie bodies. Chair Blankstein, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you the members of the graduating class of 2013.
For those of you who are receiving the bachelor's degree, it's your first experience doing this. As new chairman of the board, this is my first experience doing this. We're sharing something. I think you've done a better job than I have. You've completed your classroom work and have been judged by the faculty worthy of receiving the degrees conferred by this college. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Lasell College and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I admit you to the master and bachelor degrees and do grant and confer upon you all the rights, privileges, honors, and dignities pertaining to that degree. Congratulations.
All right, will the candidates for the master's degree remain standing, and all others please be seated. The master's degree recipients will be announced by the department chair and associate professor of education, Catherine Zeke.
Master of Education, Moderate Disabilities, Joanna Marie Kalaman. Angelina C. Pepe. Master of Science in Communication, Integrated Marketing Communication, Giselle Lorena Armelli. Vidushi Bardwaj. Brenda K. Brown. Courtney Jansen. John F. McKenna. Crystal Noe. Adriana Patricia Oyola Vivas. Maria Megan Stefano. Master of Science in Management, Elder Care Administration, Kara Williams Coolidge. Carla Sue Lan Todd. Master of Science in Management, Human Resources Management, Ching Gao. Grace Nunez. Lisa Karina Pina. Melissa Jean Rapucci. Tamra Sue Stuvey. Brandon Douglas Testa. Master of Science in Management, Management, Yolanda Crozier. Jane E. Elderkin Dara. Mariah Fisk. Kaylee Ann Hargreaves. Christy Lynn Hargreaves. Damla Koken. 2 concentrations, Management and Project Management. Mario Paris. Tanika L. Richardson. Alexis Aubrey Grace Van Tilburg. Master of Science in Management, Marketing, Tiffany Marie Bryan. Lance Alexander Chapman. Paula Andrea Fernandez Sepulveda. Andrew C. Gunlock. Stacy L. Parikh. Gregory Antonio Sandoval. 2 concentrations, Marketing and Project Management. Master of Science in Management, Project Management. Jacqueline O. Almeida. James William Lincoln. Fitzgerald Hall. Andrew James Peter Rock. Sean Charles Suslowitz. Master of Science in Sport Management, Sport Hospitality Management, Stephanie Michelle Kelly. Chiboki Okwara. Master of Science in Sport Management, Sport Leadership, Whitney Margaret Billman. Hagen Forrest. Carlicia Lee Morris. Michael John Unwin.
In accordance with the achievement of unusually high academic records, certain students at the baccalaureate level are graduated with honors. There are 3 such levels: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. Students graduating cum laude have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.5. Students graduating magna cum laude have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.7, while those graduating summa cum laude have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.9. Each student so distinguished will be identified by a Lasell College medallion, and these achievements will be a matter of official record. Students who excel in specific disciplines or majors are selected by faculty and presented with book awards. The book awards recipients are listed in your program, as are graduates of the Lasell Honors Program, Honor Societies, and the recipient of the Lasell Chair, which is awarded annually to the student at the baccalaureate level who is especially distinguished for academic and social contribution to Lasell life. The undergraduate degree recipients will be announced by Professors Kim Farah, Marcia Merkin, Dwayne Thomas, and Richard Fredericks. Will all the baccalaureate degree candidates please stand? Oh, excuse me, sorry, I messed that up. Just listen to her.
Shanika Naomi Fife. Bachelor of Arts, Applied Mathematics, also a BS in Accounting, cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, Communication, Sarah Ann Andler. Jacob M. Bell. Ruth Christiana Blaisdell, magna cum laude. Ryan Benjamin Bowes. John M. Brevall. Jean. Emily Ann Broughton Machado. Kelsey Rebecca Burke. Brandon Nye Chase. Caitlin Ann Condon. Alyssa Connolly, cum laude. Umika D. Mumbro. Alexander James Dixon. Mary Kate Dunphy. Caitlin Edie. Adam Files. Joseph A. Gorozo. Michael P. Gorozo. Rebecca Lynn Gooch. William Henry, magna cum laude. Matthew Paul McCarthy. Lauren Navarro. Victor Alowojoba. Michael Patrick O'Neill. Ashley Rose Pirelli. Mary Beth Christine Pavlu, cum laude. Danielle Catherine Rita. Brian Thomas Roach, Jr., magna cum laude, honors program. Heidi Christina Rose. Amanda Rachel Russo. Paige Francis Seavey. Jeffrey Byron Snelling. Alexandra Sohina, magna cum laude. Miguel Angel Taveras. Thomas Aloysius Ty. Zachary Stephen Vieira, magna cum laude, honors program. Jessica Elise Walsh, honors program. Natasha M. Wood, summa cum laude, honors program. Carissa Faye Wolf. Bachelor of Arts, Education, Curriculum and Instruction, Elizabeth Emma Schwam. Bachelor of Arts, Education, Early Childhood Education, Lisa Eve Fillmore, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, Education, Elementary Education, Chelsea Marie Burnett, cum laude. Alexandra May, cum laude, honors program. Kara Savi, magna cum laude, honors program. Jessica Ann Woods. Bachelor of Arts, Education, English with Secondary Education, Christina Teresa Anicelli, cum laude, honors program. Bachelor of Arts, English, Kelsey Renee Benson. Emily Catherine Haig, magna cum laude, honors program. Megan Mary Parker. Bachelor of Arts, Environmental Studies, Cassandra Marie McKernan. Atticus A. Robert. Gregory William Yunker, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, Fashion Communication and Promotion, Avinia Asad-Ridis. Ashley Swartz Conigan, cum laude. Nicole Da Silva. Jessica K. Johansson, summa cum laude. Brooke C. Mallory, cum laude. Rocco Valentin Manicelli. Heather Ashley Million, cum laude. Megan Rose Peters. Hallie Elizabeth Scott, cum laude. Rebecca A. Stanton. Bianca Inez Ubida. Barbara Michelle Beckia Wren, magna cum laude, honors program. Caitlin Elizabeth Wright. Bachelor of Arts, Fashion Design and Production, Victoria Anjena. Jarna Balani, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Kaufman. Lauren Maria Di Bartolomeo, magna cum laude. Chelsea Ann Dwyer. Khadija Fofana. Shalila Grayson. Megan Marie Hughes, summa cum laude. Jessica Lauren Hutchins. Mariah Hope Kaplan, honors program. Shauna M. Labby, magna cum laude. Amelia Mattia Lobrudo, cum laude. Yesenia Lopez. Stella Wambui Makuya. Molly Hammer Mastrandrea, magna cum laude. Brittany Lee Morris.
Conchetta Nicoloro, magna cum laude, honors program. Melanie Victoria Perkins. Jennifer Nicole Raffinelli, Honors Program. Ariel Rao. Jasmina Rosario, Honors Program. Nellie Elizabeth Thoreau, cum laude. Jasmine Estela Villanueva. Jamie Wetzel, cum laude. Sibing Sammy Yang, summa cum laude. Bachelors of Arts, Graphic Design. Sophia Jessica Butler. Adam Salvador Caporiccio. Colton G. Samar. Caitlin Patricia Coyne. Georgina Ann Thackeray. Kristen Janelle Fitzgerald, cum laude. Danielle Nicole Gover. Brian Daniel Lennox. Tamisha Lillian Livingston, cum laude. Dana Janae McBean. Sydney Rochelle Nelson. Andrew Anthony Bernali. Nicole Angelic Senak. Sarah Shalis. Anan Eileen Shores, cum laude, Honors Program. Jessica Taylor Swift, cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, History, Priya Chakraborty. Evan Joseph Gachon. Diana Mabel West, summa cum laude, Honors Program. Bachelor of Arts, Humanities, Sarah Elizabeth Blatcher. Bachelor of Arts, Interdisciplinary Studies, Youth and Sport, Hayden Lee Barbosa. Bachelor of Arts, Interdisciplinary Studies, Green Business, Natalie Esme Green. Bachelor of Arts, Interdisciplinary Studies, Elder Care Management, Abigail Laura Hawkins, cum laude, Honors Program. Bachelor of Arts, Law and Public Affairs, Kylie Patricia Brown. Frankie Anthony Leone, double majors, Law and Public Affairs, Legal Studies, cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, Legal Studies, Andrea Baptista. Anita Bien-Ami. William Thomas Dempsey, magna cum laude, Honors Program. Gina Paula Giraldo. Ninwahana Honors Program. Michael Leonard Harris. Carolyn Windsor Kenningston, 2 degrees, BA in Legal Studies, BS in Criminal Justice, summa cum laude, Honors Program, recipient of the Lasell Chair. Ryan Patrick Mahoney, 2 degrees, BA in Legal Studies and BS in Criminal Justice. Jamie Marshall. Kendra Maria Puckerin, magna cum laude, Honors Program. Jillian Teslowski. Bachelor of Science Accounting. Tyler Alves, double majors, Accounting and Finance. Stephanie Marie Blaze. Wendy Chen, magna cum laude, Honors Program. Michael P. Doherty, Jr. Amanda Gardella, magna cum laude, Honors Program. Jessica Jo Gamel, double majors, Accounting and Finance, magna cum laude. Trevor Edward Gifford, double majors, Accounting and Finance, magna cum laude. Rochelle Adele Haas. Michael Bradbury House, Jr. Sarah Ann Cashalina, Honors Program. Orthalind Marissiere, magna cum laude. Michael Francis Pierce, double majors, Accounting and Finance, magna cum laude. Caitlin Dooley Ryan, double majors, Accounting and Finance, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Athletic Training. Regan Mary Brackett, Honors Program. Caitlin Marie Fabry. Mary Ellen Farley, cum laude. William John Heim. Holly J. Irvin, cum laude, Honors Program. Raymond Ledger, cum laude. Chelsea Wolet, cum laude, Honors Program. Seth David Albert Parmenter. Chelsea Lynn Elizabeth Robeson. Robert Michael Statura, Jr. Shelby Nicole Wasmak, summa cum laude.
Mr. Sean M. Bertanza, a senior student in the Criminal Justice Program, died last December. Sean was the co-captain of the men's basketball team and led his teammates both on and off the court. This year, Sean was named first team all-conference for the Great Northeastern Athletic Conference. And at the recent Lasell Senior Athletic Banquet, it was announced that Sean had been selected as the Male Student Athlete of the Year. Today, his father, Mr. Mark Bertanza, is here on behalf of Sean's entire family to receive his son's diploma.
Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, Mark Charles Boudreau. Shauna Marie Byrne, magna cum laude, honors program. Karen Alexandra Cabral, summa cum laude. Brittany T. Conti, criminal justice. Matthew Bradley Evans, cum laude. Dana D. Johnson. Antonio Rakeem Joseph Nesbitt. Joseph M. Reganini. Tyler Philip Silliman. Samir A. Sojay Samir A. Solar. Casey Lee Vaughn. Bachelor of Science, Entrepreneurship. Samuel Chase Awizik, cum laude. Brendan Michael Ham, magna cum laude. Patrick John Slight. Bachelor of Science, Exercise Science. Brennan Michael Adams. Paula Anita Barboza. Daniel R. Clark, summa cum laude. Kevin Nathaniel Jean. Scott Kenneth LaPierre. Danielle Alinda Metten. Isaac Mateo Montoya. Nicholas Lee Rosenbaum. Cum laude. Lauren Marie Russo. Ashley Marie Slattery. Isaac John Soares. Bachelor of Science, Fashion and Retail Merchandising. Catherine Claire Allen. Adrian Elizabeth Bennett. Danica Marie Bacasili. Jenna Marie Bogdan. Olivia Morgan Buffard. Lindsay Barbara Bruce. Casey Closter, cum laude. Renee Annette DiFilippo. Krista May DiCarlo, magna cum laude. Lauren M. DiStefano. Mariah L. Duplessis, magna cum laude. Lindsay Michelle Dyer. Melinda L. Ferris. Janelle Lee Ford, cum laude. Laura Ann Fusco. Blake Douglas Grogan. Courtney Elizabeth Jarrett. Sheldine Joan Baptiste. Bethany Lynn Lavere, cum laude, honors program. Christine McLeod, summa cum laude. Callie Lynn McMahon, magna cum laude. Chelsea M. Mitchell Smith, magna cum laude, honors program. Luis Angel Morales, summa cum laude. Alicia Michelle Morando. Leah Noel Oderardi, magna cum laude, honors program. Jordan E. Petrie, magna cum laude. Alexandra Inez Basillo. Charlotte Morgan Potter, cum laude. Lindsay Tia Riley. Alexa Ayers Rebatillo. Gianna Michelle Ruggiero. Tassi Marina Sablon, cum laude. Kristen Swartz, summa cum laude. Shonda Marie Schaefer, summa cum laude, honors program. Natalie Grace Sherwood, cum laude. Elizabeth Louise Snyder, magna cum laude, honors program. Lindsay M. Souls. Amandira Siam Sudin. Brittany Turgeon, summa cum laude, honors program. Camilla Alejandra Vaca, magna cum laude. Courtney Lynn Webster, cum laude. Chelsea Marie Yeomans, magna cum laude, honors program. Bachelor of Science, Finance, Robert Marshall Buckley III, summa cum laude. Mariah Susan Caprone. Sean Matthew Donovan. John Christopher Redding. Jabbar Michael Sassine.
Bachelor of Science, Hospitality and Event Management, Marielle Elise Annunziata, magna cum laude. Chandre Lee Barreto, cum laude, honors program. Chelsea Ann Colleton, honors program. Eric Michael Joseph Dufault, magna cum laude. Yuki Kashima, cum laude. Sarah Ann Levesque. Brittany Marie Maddie. Teresa Rose McWaters, cum laude. Samantha Marie Murphy, cum laude. Patricia Ann O'Connor, cum laude. Bridget Martha O'Halloran. Jillian Taylor Riches, magna cum laude, honors program. Amy Lynn Sleeper, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Human Services, Tatiana Makita Alexandre, honors program. Molly Hudlin. Jordan C. Molina. Bachelor of Science, International Business, Edgar Ezra Batesh. Samantha Caitlin LaFrance, magna cum laude, honors program. Adam Joseph Luciano. Bailey Quinn Mason. Felix Villa. Bachelor of Science, Management, Richard John Curo II. Nancy Dina Earl Coppola, summa cum laude. Michael Tyler Keel. Dina Kogan. Jake Michael Lamort. Christina Marie Mazzoni. Colleen Sweeney Noble. Michael R. Rodriguez. Lauren Elizabeth Abigail Ross, double majors, Management and Finance, cum laude, honors program. Michael Joseph Travaglione. Bachelor of Science, Marketing. Christopher Stewart Burns, double majors, Marketing and Management. Corinne Tess Cartwright. Calvin Thomas Fenimore. Javon Charlico Freeman. Nikki Giadas. Jamie Nicole Hugo, magna cum laude, honors program. Lauren Alexandra Mahoney, cum laude, honors program. Alexander Hugh Mill, cum laude, honors program. Brianna Lynn Morandi. Kylene Mary Mullins, double majors, Marketing and Management. Winsky G. Norsidi, cum laude. Shauna Lynn O'Sullivan. Jacob Andrew Salkovitz. Ladson Shaelo Johnson. Ashley Kate Tarby, double majors, Marketing Management, cum laude. Jason Velathaneth. Bachelor of Science Psychology, Erica L. Burke, magna cum laude, honors program. Bailey Marie Carr. Megan Ashley Cronin. Stephanie Elisa Gray, cum laude. Kara Marin Kiyoshi Haratakis. Did I do it? Jessica Sue Long, cum laude. Molly Maney. Jessica Patricia McLeod. Teresa Ann Medeiros, honors program. Michelle Muller. Yuki Nakata, cum laude. Caitlin Kelly Perry, cum laude. Peter Milchev Petrov, summa cum laude. Allison Marie Saludi. Brianna Catherine Strunk, summa cum laude, honors program. Okay. Adriana Varano, cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Sport Management. Kimberly M. Archibald, cum laude. Angelo Michael Bertoni. Courtney Elizabeth Callanan. Eric Fournier. Dylan John Gray. Michael Scott Holdner. Sean Anthony Kehoe. Matthew Edmund Kyler. Nicholas Guy Lombardo. Stephen R. McNulty. Louvier Morales. Gavin J. Odell. Jason Amado Oliveira. Victoria Ann Pagano. Catherine Devlin Prince, magna cum laude. Jonathan T. Regis, cum laude. Samantha Erin Salkovitz, cum laude.
All right, now I got it right. All of the degree candidates need to stand now. Now this is very important. You ready? You take that tassel, you move it to the left. You're graduates. Congratulations. But we're not done yet, so you have to sit back down. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jessica Anthony, class of 1998 and President of the Board of Management.
Hi. 15 years ago, I sat on this field, over there somewhere, anxiously awaiting to cross the platform, to hold in my hand the realization of all my hard work. I can't tell you who spoke or what was said. All I can remember is crossing the platform, receiving my rose, and holding up the line somewhere over there when my friends and I all stopped for a group hug. I certainly never imagined that I'd be standing here today representing the Alumni Association and welcoming you all. 10 years ago, I returned to campus for my first reunion. While the landscape of the campus had changed so much, I mean, there were men on campus. There's no men on campus when I was here. It still felt like home. With some encouragement from a friend, I joined the Alumni Association Board of Management. I reconnected with Lasell. It gave me a new sense of pride in the college, but also a great opportunity for networking and giving back to a campus that had given me so much. Now, as president of the Alumni Association, I've been given the honor of speaking to you today. In preparing my thoughts, I realized the most important message I can say is stay connected, stay strong. Be proud of our school. Don't get hung up on the minor frustrations that many seniors feel. When all is said and done, Lasell has given us an invaluable educational experience both inside and out of the classroom, and that is something to be thankful for. With that, I proudly welcome you, class of 2013, to the Lasell College Alumni Association. We are happy to have you join us.
Our speaker, Lucy Salhaney, mentioned all of your loved ones who have provided all the support that you needed throughout these 4 years towards graduation. There's also a tremendous infrastructure here at Lasell, as you know. Information technology, the administrative assistants in academic affairs and throughout the college, the library and our various centers, the registrar, the business offices, financial aid, admissions, student life, plan operations, campus safety, the development and communication offices, the residents and employees of Lasell Village, and there are also our passionate members of the Board of Overseers and the Board of Trustees. All of these folks have helped move you forward. Bertrand Russell, a British philosopher, said that we must learn to live without certainty. And if all the events of this year are any lesson, we have known that that's the case. We've lived with snowstorms and hurricanes and lockdowns and outages and bombings in the heart of our city. And Russell argued that we must learn to live without certainty, yet without the paralysis of hesitation. There is no faculty I know that's more suited to helping you learn the lesson of thinking creatively and intellectually and passionately within a world that always has opportunities for more and always having opportunities for greater justice and greater opportunity for people around the world. These are our Lasell faculty, and I ask them to stand and be applauded by all of you for their great work this year. We are very close to done. We are very close to concluding the 159th commencement in the long and rich history of Lasell College. Please stand for the singing of the alma mater. The words can be found on the back cover of your program. And please remain standing for the delivery of the benediction by Reverend Dr. Thomas Sullivan.
I'd like to invite the graduates of the class of 13 to remain standing with me for the benediction. The rest of you may be seated. Let us pray together. Members of the class of 2013, you have worked hard to get where you are today. You are surrounded by people who care about you deeply, and all of us here are proud of you and the work you have done to earn your degree. May your pride at your accomplishments be inextricably bound with your appreciation for those loved ones who have supported you in your work. You stand surrounded also by classmates, faculty, and staff who are the people who make Lasell what it is today. May your joy and your success be joined with genuine enjoyment of the people who have made your path here more human, more challenging, and more fun. They and you are what keeps us going year in and year out. And we pray that all your successes may be filled with thankfulness to those who share your path. You stand in this corner of Newton in a world that needs your skills and knowledge to make the world more habitable, more hospitable, and more humane. We pray that in your life choices you will remember those who do not have your gifts or your skills or the chance you have been given here to acquire knowledge, so that part of everything you do serves to make this world a better place. You can give no greater gift back to your loved ones, your friends, your teachers, your children, and your classmates than this. Choose your life's path generously, thoughtfully, thankfully, and joyfully. Your time with us has been too brief. We pray for you all of life's best, warm and caring friends, vocations that challenge you and lift you up, love, joy, and happiness. Amen.
Well, you're not going to like this. Please be seated. I ask that all remain seated until the platform guests and the graduates have recessed. You're all invited to a reception in the Athletic Center. Congratulations.
Thank you.